First, fast, accurate. You're watching WSBT 22 News, first in the morning.
It's springtime. That means it's time to enjoy some new flavors to broaden your palate. We brought in Chef Chris Lambers from Bonefish Grill. You are actually a partner in that business.
I am.
And you've brought in a lot of stuff. You're going to see this on the menu this year.
Correct.
This season. But you can also make this at home, which is really cool.
Yes, these are all recipes that are easily accessible to you. And in case you aren't able to make it out to our restaurant, you're able to make these at home.
And one of the things I like about this, we were just talking briefly before, is that you don't have to use the oven, which is a good thing because I tend to burn stuff. So let me tell me what we're making.
Well, today we're going to feature our cold snap ceviche. The most important part about it is finding fresh quality seafood in which we use. We use Chilean sea bass, fresh sea scallops and shrimp. It is a South American influenced dish to where you don't have to do any cooking, like you said. It fully cooks in the acidity itself.
That is so interesting. No oven, you just throw the flavors in and it cooks then there in the bowl, basically.
Correct.
Okay.
The one thing that we do is we start the cooking process by seasoning it with a little Old Bay seasoning, or if you like a little spice, maybe paprika or something like that. And you want to make sure that all your ingredients are bite-sized pieces because this is an appetizer.
So you have cut up, again, shrimp. And then what are these other scallops? We
have scallops and Chilean sea bass or any fish in which you want to use. But again, using that fresh quality product is the most important part. But then with that being said, once it's slowly done, also a big thing, it is a cold dish. So with it being summertime and springtime, it allows it to kind of refresh your palate versus something else.
Yeah. So these are the bite-sized pieces that you've cut up. Now, you've already mixed stuff in there. What have you already put in there?
All in here already are the pieces of the scallops, the fish itself, and the shrimp that have been marinating. The longer you can let it marinate, you want to let it marinate for a minimum of 30 minutes, but the longer the better. It's just going to make those flavors more intense and better for you.
And what are they marinating in?
It marinates in fresh lime juice, in which we're going to do our freshly squeezed lime juice, We have our fresh chopped mint.
I can smell it.
Fresh cilantro.
Should I be stirring this?
You can if you would like to. We have our fresh poblano peppers. Half of a jalapeno with the seeds. You can always leave that out if you don't really like the heat. We have fresh diced red bell pepper, red onion, and fresh pineapple. And one great thing to do with the pineapple is you can always grill it or just leave it fresh, but it'll add that little extra flavor component.
So once you've added all of this, you want this to, and then you're adding this.
And one last thing, we're going to add fresh coconut milk.
Oh, yum.
I'm going to use that spatula real quick, I'm sorry. And we're going to add a little bit of honey to add a little sweetness to it.
Okay, so once you've stirred this all up, then what? How long do you let this marinate for?
You stick it in the fridge, you can go do something else, but you want to leave it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Again, the longer the better.
So, like, ideally, how long? So ideally 30 minutes, but could be longer? So, like, more like an hour?
About an hour, I would say, yes.
Okay. All right, looks good. All right, then what?
And then from there, once it's done marinating, we serve it at the restaurant in an ice-cold glass that we make in-house. But obviously, it would melt here, so we serve it in an ice glass. Make sure your glass is chilled to keep it longer.
Oh, yeah. And you're adding beauty.
We're adding a little show to it, and we serve it with fresh pineapple leaves and our lavish crackers.
Wow, so you eat that on a cracker. Now, that is, what is it called? Ceviche?
It is the ceviche. It is many different ways, but this is how we serve it in the restaurant.
And again, all stuff you can get in the grocery store. There was nothing that you couldn't find at, Meijer or Martin's.
Exactly.
Awesome. You've also brought an option, something that you're going to see on the menu at Bonefish Grill this season.
Correct. With springtime, we like to feature, even though we are a seafood restaurant, we want to feature items that are for the land lovers. And we are featuring right now our New Zealand grilled lamb. It is marinated in Worcestershire garlic, rosemary, and olive oil, and we lightly grill them, and then we serve it with our new potatoes that are roasted and our spring vegetables, which include fresh asparagus, snap peas, and sauteed mushrooms.
Oh, it looks so great. And so, okay, so this is a great recipe. We're going to put it on our website and Facebook page, so people who want to make it themselves. But if you don't want to touch the oven and you'd rather have someone make it for you, you can find it at Bonefish Grill.
Correct. All these items are available right now. We're featuring in our new spring prefix menu that's available starting at $19.90.
Chris, thank you so much. It was nice to meet you.
Nice
We're going to have
to meet you
a morning meal of ceviche.
Sounds good.
Stay with us. WSBT First in the Morning Saturday.